a very humble and sacrificial character. I see her as the feminine counterpart of Turandot, and in my opinion, there is no such thing as one embodying the light and the other the darkness, but they kind of complete each other in terms of personality. And Liu's sacrifice actually leads to Turandot's transformation. So it's a very human experience after all, even though we do see Turandot as a very intimidating figure. And also, I would say that Liu is obviously the secondary character, female character in this opera, but to me she turns into a hero the moment she, well, commits suicide for Calaf. So everybody triumphs in this opera, I think because of her, so she's a very important piece of this puzzle. In this production, Liu has a dual form because we're combining two universes. It's the story per se, the story that we know, and Puccini's personal life. And that means Liu takes the form of a maid in Puccini's actual home, whom he's been accused of having an affair with, which turns out it wasn't true, but it represents, or it mirrors, Liu's relationship with Calaf and her desire for him. She is definitely very strong because in order to be, I would say that in order to be humble and to make a sacrifice with your own life, you would have to be incredibly strong. And like I said, there are some heroic lines in the music, because Puccini's music is definitely very daring and that's it. In this specific production, which is very original because of this double universe that I talked about, Liu and Doria, her alter ego, I would say, become a bit more physical, I would say, than in most productions that we're used to. So I'm on stage most of the time, which makes things in a way easier because I participate in the whole action all the time, and let's say I continue the story and blend these two universes. The physicality of this role, the musical part, it's not so delicate, in my opinion, as others would think. Yes, it contains some very delicate parts and beautiful pianissimi and some wonderful phrases. But it also contains the very determined and very passionate lines in Act 3 especially, or Act 1 finale. Those require some strength in the voice, and I think it's so interesting to go from delicate to strength in one role. And it's something I've had to explore in my vocality, because definitely it's probably the most delicate role I've ever had to do so far. So I'm still exploring it, and it's always probably gonna transform as I grow up. Come watch our show because it's very original. I promise you've never seen something like this in Turandot. You will learn more about Puccini's personal life, about his relationship with this last opera of his, and you will understand a bit more about his process of composing, and unfortunately the sad ending of both his characters and his own life.